What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is, thank the old gods and the new, we finally have an official trailer for House of the Dragon. In this video, I will break down everything. The release date, the trailer, the cast. I will tell you about everything we know so far about this upcoming show, House of the Dragon. Are you ready? Are you pumped? Because I am. What up to my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. If you can, please subscribe and hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. If this video hits 500 likes, I will give a subscriber who leaves a comment on this video 1 month of HBO Max for free. If you want to skip to particular parts of this video, there will be stamps in the description box for each chapter that I'm doing, which will be the release date, the cast, the story, the production. We'll talk about this trailer, and I'll even give you some information about the other spin-off shows that we can expect to see in the George R.R. Martin A Song of Ice and Fire universe under the HBO Max banner. Let's get to it. Although it's almost mind-boggling to think, it has been just about 3 years since HBO released the finale for Game of Thrones. And although we expected something great, we got Drogon melting the Iron Throne, and somehow Jon Snow standing right underneath the flame doesn't catch on fire. And as Malcolm X said, we were hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, ran amok. You know what you did, HBO. You know what you did, Dan and Dave. But salvation is upon us, thanks to George R.R. Martin, Ryan Condal, and Miguel Sapochnik, whose new series, House of the Dragon, will welcome us back to the world of Westeros later on this year. Without a shadow of a doubt, the most anticipated series of 2022 will be House of the Dragon, and it has been confirmed that it will be launching on August 21st on HBO Max. The series has also been confirmed for release on Sky and Now TV in the UK, following the new deal Sky TV signed with HBO in October 2019 to keep all of their shows on this platform. Now, although we have seen some leaks and speculation about certain cast members, these are the main cast members that are ensured to be on this show. Paddy Considine as King Viserys Targaryen, Olivia Cook as Alicent Hightower, Emily Carey as Alicent Hightower the Younger, Emma Darcy as Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, Millie Clark as Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen the Younger, Matt Smith as Prince Daemon Targaryen, Stephen Toussaint as Lord Corlys Velaryon, or as I like to call him, the Sea Snake, Eva Best as Princess Rhaenys Velaryon, Rhys Ifans as Otto Hightower, Sonoya Mizuno as Mysaria, or as I like to call her, Lady Misery, Will Johnson as Sir Vaemon Velaryon, John McMillan as Sir Laenor Velaryon, Theo Nate as Sir Laenor Velaryon Younger, Savannah Stein as Lady Lyanna Velaryon, Graham McTavish as Sir Harold Westerling, Ryan Corr as Sir Hardwood Breakbones Strong, Jefferson Hall as twins Lord Jason Lannister and Tywin Lannister, David Horkowitz as Grand Maester Melos, Matthew Neeham as Larys Strong, Bill Patterson as Leman Beesbury, Fabian Frankel as Sir Criston Cole, and last but not least, Gavin Spokes as Lord Lionel Strong. Those are the main cast members, and we've seen quite a few of them in this trailer. We also see the head of House Stark and House Baratheon swearing fealty to Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen.
I, Rickon Stark.
I, Corlys Velaryon. I, Bowman Baratheon.
And that is what this whole show is about. Will the people who swear fealty actually go through what they swore? Will they hold their word? because we seen firsthand in Game of Thrones when the king gives his word after he dies, a lot of people don't care.
Is this meant to be your shield, Lord Stark? A piece of paper.
Those were the king's words.
House of the Dragon is set 200 years before the time of Game of Thrones, and it's a time period known as the Dance of Dragons. And during this time is when Targaryen fought Targaryen and Dragon fought Dragon in order to see who actually should have the right to sit the Iron Throne of Westeros. King Viserys Targaryen was selected by the Lords of Westeros to succeed the previous king, Jaehaerys Targaryen. In the official description of this character by HBO, it states that he is a warm, kind, and decent man whose main goal is to continue his grandfather's way of doing things. But this is Game of Thrones. This is Westeros. When does being a good person actually help you? Now, the main thing to remember is that he was appointed king by the Lords of Westeros. It wasn't his blood right specifically to become king, but they appointed him. In the trailer, we clearly see that he wants the Lords of Westeros to support his daughter in succeeding him and being the next queen of Westeros, which would be a perfect pick because she was groomed to be this from the beginning. As a child, she was known as the Realm's Delight. She is Viserys' firstborn child, but her only big drawback is that she is a woman in a place and a time where everybody wants a man to be in power. Even though she can ride a dragon, even though this is what the king wants, the fact that she's a woman is what the holdup is. That is why we hear this from Rhaenys Valyrian, Corlys Valyrian's wife, who is a Targaryen herself.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
And she knows this information firsthand. Earlier, I told you that Viserys was appointed king. You see, Rhaenys' father was Prince Aemon Targaryen, who was the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, but he passed away in 92 AC. Therefore, King Jaehaerys had to formally appoint a new heir to the Iron Throne, and the choice was between her, Rhaenys, who was Aemon's only child, so she should have gotten it, and then the other choice was Aemon's brother, Balon, and Jaehaerys, because the dude had a dick, appointed Balon. And forever after that, she was known as the Queen Who Never Was. And the fact that the king appointed his daughter as heir is why we see Matt Smith, who is playing Daemon Targaryen, all butthurt in the trailer and walking out when the king makes this, because he feels since he's the king's brother, the same thing that just happened to Rhaenys is going to happen to Rhaenyra, and she's going to be passed by for the king's brother himself. And in this trailer, it does show us his new plan. When his first wife dies, we can clearly see after this that he marries Rhaenyra Targaryen. Olivia Cook, who plays Alicent Hightower, in HBO's official description, it says she is politically savvy and is closely aligned with the king and his allies. She's the only daughter of Otto Hightower, who is the hand of the king, and he hates Daemon Targaryen. He does not want him to inherit the Iron Throne. He thinks that he would ruin Westeros if he does so. In the trailer, we get a flash of Daemon's recklessness. You see, he's sleeping with Massaria, and kind of like the Don Tony Teflon, my couch pulls out, but I do not, and neither does Daemon, because he winds up getting her pregnant. Now, it's Targaryen custom that all newborn babies get a dragon egg of their own, so they can have a dragon of their own. But the king gets a hold of this and is like, nope, no bastard is going to have a dragon of their own. So he sends the hand of the king, Otto, out there to prevent him from leaving with this dragon egg. Now, Rhaenyra and Alicent are close in age and are friends growing up. And when they do grow up, the friendship gets strained when Alicent decides with her father to make a plan, and it works, to marry her father, Viserys. And that's where the drama goes. And if I say anything else, it might be too swirly, so I'm going to leave that part at that. Also, let me clear up one part of the trailer. In this scene, we see Alicent charging, which looks like Rhaenyra, and wants to stab her with the cat's paw dagger. That is the same dagger that Arya used to kill the Night King. But no, that's not what's going on. She is actually preventing her from stabbing someone else. So she's not after Rhaenyra, she's after somebody else. You can see this from the look in her eye. In March 2021, HBO reported that they're trying to make 3 more spin-off series, with The Sea Snake, formerly titled 9 Voyages, the furthest along in development. George R.R. Martin revealed on his blog that the name change came about because we wanted to avoid having 2 shows with numbers in the titles. This prequel would focus on Corlys Velaryon, aka the Sea Snake, known as the greatest seafarer in the history of Westeros. Whether Steve Toussaint will play double duty and be in this one too is unknown at this time. Another project reportedly in development at HBO is set about 1,000 years before the events of Game of Thrones and would follow Princess Nymeria, an ancestor of House Martell who founded Dorne. Known as a true warrior, she was such an iconic figure in the world of Game of Thrones that 2 characters from the original series, one of the Sand Snakes as well as Arya's direwolves, were named after her. According to George R.R. Martin, the working title of this prequel is 10,000 Ships, named after the military move in which Nymeria ordered all of her ships to be burned after her army traveled from Essos to Dorne, so turning back was not an option. Finally, HBO is reportedly developing a series based on Martin's Tale of Dunk and Egg novellas about an iconic knight, Sir Duncan the Tall, and his squire Egg, who was destined to become King Aegon Targaryen. This prequel is set 90 years before the events of Game of Thrones and is helmed by Steve Conrad. About this, George R.R. Martin said, "He's determined to do a faithful adaptation of the series, which is exactly what I want. These characters and stories are very precious to me. The first season will be an adaptation of his first novella, The Hedge Knight." And those are all of the prequels that we know of that are in development. I will be doing a live stream this Tuesday with Bridge 4 and Fill the Issues guy, and we will be going into spoiler territory on House of the Dragon. So make sure you join us then, and you can ask your questions and call in and do whatever you want. Let's get this thing started. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up the video, spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.